Hey, wk11 Black here. This is another intro to a Bearsmegacast because I've been working crazy hours and I record the reactions to the games. This is the Megacast for the Philly and the Pittsburgh games, respectively. I recorded my thoughts after the games, but just didn't feel like posting the Pittsburgh game right away, and then because it was the vlog was my thoughts were so short, and then with the Philly game, I watched it, but I watched it like in a condensed version of it, and then Saturday I just didn't. I was running around doing stuff, so now I have time to actually do the actual editing and the posting. So another Megacast. This is like my third one, and then I think for Sunday the 7th, I'll probably be working again. So the second will be the 7th against the Packers. Will probably be, since I won't be able to watch it live, more than likely. I don't know. When you sell insurance and it's the last week of annual enrollment period, then I don't necessarily know how my week's gonna go. Because if they need me to work, or if I'm selling like the last week or so, then Sunday I'm probably gonna work Sunday until midnight Monday morning. So Sunday is gonna be the 7th is probably gonna be another late post. So yeah, but I'm gonna put these two out and real quick and enjoy. Welcome to the wk11 Black Show. I'm your host Christian, and this is the Bearscast for week 11. It's actually week 12, but Bears had a bye. But it's week 11. Bears win 31-28. They're 8-3 now. I guess they're good. Like there were still issues with this game. There were still issues with. It was better than last week's. Like, they were more competent, and they were able, offensively, they were fine. And defensively, they held the Steelers off. I thought it was going to be easier because Aaron Rodgers ended up not playing. But Mason Rudolph is a capable quarterback, and he proved that today. He did enough to keep it close. And Caleb played okay. That fumble in the end zone was kind of stupid, but that's kind of what happens when you try to, when you're still not understanding it's okay to throw the ball away, other than when there's no receivers around. But they won. So even though this was not better than it was better than last week, but there was still issues here. They won, and everybody had a pretty good balanced game. And the defense, they got 2 interceptions. And hold on, let me see. I'm doing this on my phone as I'm checking everything on my phone. Okay, 1 second. Okay, still recording. Okay, defense. No, it was 1 interception. There was a couple of almost interceptions, but it was just 1. So Bears got 1 interception by Nashawn Wright. I think he leads the NFL in interceptions now. But yeah, the game was not perfect. There was some mistakes, but the game was better than last week, and Pittsburgh is a better team than Minnesota, and the Bears showed why they're first place in the division. I don't like Caleb scrambling in end zone. That was annoying. Throw the ball away. But other than that, he actually had a pretty good game. He protected, other than that one fumble, he actually protected the ball. 19 of 35, 239 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Leading receiver was DJ Moore, 2 touchdowns, 64 yards, 5 receptions. Colston Loveland, 4 receptions, 49 yards, 1 touchdown. Roma Dunse, 3 receptions, 53 yards. Statistically, this game did not look like crazy, but Monangai had a touchdown, 12 carries, 48 yards. Caleb Williams, 4 carries, 21 yards. Luther Burden, 1 carry, 15 yards. Off that, I think it was the double reverse. And Bears might be good, man. They got a game Friday. And this game is, I think they're against, hold on. Again, doing this on my phone. All right. Bears schedule. Bears and the Eagles. So we got the Bears and the Eagles Friday. We got the Bears and the Packers on the 7th. That is a 3:25 game. That was the one that was flexed. And then the Bears and the Browns. So that's the next 3 games. Bears and the Browns, that should be a win. Bears and the Packers, I don't know. And Bears and the Eagles, I don't know. Because the Eagles are a better football team than the Steelers. But Mason Rudolph is capable and is capable quarterback. And they almost pulled it off, but the Bears defense held up. And they might be good. I don't know yet. I think if they win against the Eagles, I'll believe they're first in the division. So I'm happy that they're winning. They're not bad, obviously, but I don't know if this is just a bad schedule. I don't know if everything is bouncing their way. I don't know, but these games last year they would have lost. I will say this: I feel like the coaching and the way the offense is going, I feel like that the fact that the coach knows how to call an offense, and the offense coordinator, i.e. the coach, knows how to call an offense, and they don't get frazzled anymore. And defensively, they're not as good defensively, but it doesn't matter. They're good enough. And they have some guys that can take the ball away. So they won, man. And it's a good feeling. I don't know if it means anything in the grand scheme of things, but I'm going to enjoy this win and wait for Friday. Although this might be I might not be able to do it Friday, the show Friday, because I got to work Friday, and I might have to, you might get this Saturday evening. I don't know. Might record it on my lunch. Might have to watch the game. I might have to consume the game in like the quick version. That's like 40 minutes or 20 minutes. And then kind of go from there. Just cause I work the day after Thanksgiving, and they're offering crazy overtime. So depending on how Friday goes, you might get it. You might get the next show Saturday night. But yeah, man, this was a good game. It was frustrating toward the end because I'm like, okay, hold them off, and they let Pittsburgh score and get it to 3, and I was like, all right, protect the lead, and they protected the lead. So, yep, that's about it. Like, there's nothing else. They won. There's nothing to really complain about. The mistakes that did happen, it didn't really matter because ultimately they fought through them. So, push a wild blackout. Later. Welcome to the Push a Wild Black Show. I'm your host, Christian, and this is the Bearscast for Week 12. Bears win 24-15 against the Eagles, and how I consumed this game was I did not watch this game live because I had to work today because I work in sales, and we had to work today after Thanksgiving because annual enrollment is still upon us, and I do health insurance, so there's that. So anyway, I watched the condensed version of this, and the condensed NFL Plus has the condensed games, which basically the condensed games are better than they're longer than the highlight package games because the NFL YouTube channel converts like all the games into like 20-minute packages or 18-minute like highlight packages. The condensed games on NFL Plus is like 40 minutes, where basically they cut all the sideline reporting out, they cut most of the replays out, they cut all the anecdotes out, and they basically just turn a 2-hour game into 90% of the plays, if not all of them, and into 40 minutes. And in this case, it was like 38 minutes and some seconds, which was cool. Without going to the box score, I'm kind of glad I didn't watch this live because the first half would have frustrated me because of how, like, I don't want to say boring, but how unexciting the game is. After watching the condensed game and then going to the box score, this game was impressive because looking at it now in hindsight, Ben Johnson is a very intelligent coach, and I'm not saying he wasn't, but there were moments this season where I thought we were watching another Matt Nagy, and this game won me over. This game completely won me over. I like Ben Johnson as a coach now. I think we'll be okay. The Bears' defense will always be competitive. I don't know if the Bears' defense is better than last year, and I can say that even though last year we had a worse record. Eberflus did what he could, despite stupid circumstances. But we never had an offensive coach that wasn't trying to be cute or wasn't trying to reinvent the wheel or wasn't trying to force feed an offense that wasn't there, Matt Nagy. Or wasn't a guy that this is his first real job calling offenses and you've never done that before. But you're close to greatness and you think you know what you're doing because you had Aaron Rodgers for a couple of years. Ben Johnson is a real coach. And the very fact that he saw what Philly was giving him in a 30-plus degree weather, and he was just like, I'm just going to run the ball and have 2 running backs with over 100 yards, despite you having a quarterback that fumbled the ball and only had 1. And Caleb, they threw the ball, but it wasn't like he wasn't trying to force the point. Caleb had his, 17 of 36 for 154 yards. The story of the game was the defense, as always. But Kyle Monungai had 22 carries, 130 yards. DeAndre Swift had 18 carries, 125 yards, 1 touchdown. Caleb had the 154, 1 touchdown. He threw a pick. He got sacked twice. He got hurried a lot. He's gonna get hurried a lot. He's gonna throw out. Caleb. This is my thing with Caleb. I don't think that young man is generational. I don't think he's the next Patrick Mahomes. I think he's closer to a younger Russell Wilson, not the Russell Wilson now, but the Russell Wilson that kind of snuck up on everybody as a third rounder. That dude, he's that dude, which is a little bit more athletic. I don't think he's Patrick Mahomes. I don't think he's that. I don't know if there is another Patrick Mahomes. I feel like Jordan Love is the closest that we have. But, like Caleb's closer to Russell Wilson, and Caleb is going to frustrate me sometimes as a Bears fan just because of some of the stuff he does and some of the throws that he makes. But he didn't hurt them. He didn't hurt the Bears today. And Ben Johnson called a great game, period. And there's nothing like defense got 2 takeaways. Of the 154 yards, no one got a 50-yard receiving day. The leader in receptions was Cole. The leader in yards was Cole Kmet. The leader in receptions was Luther Burden. Cole Kmet had 36 yards. Luther Burden had 33 yards. Nobody was really trying to force anything. They just kind of played what the defense gave them. And people, other coaches that coached here and other offense coordinators that coach here, they would literally try to force certain game plans. And Ben Johnson didn't do that today. So I didn't know that he was. I have my reservations. This game, I'm bought in now. I'm bought into him as a coach now. We'll be fine. As far as the Bears, I still don't know. They're 9-3, so obviously they're a winning football team. They're figuring out ways to win, and I'm going to enjoy that. I don't know how playoffs are going to go, but they've figured out ways to win this season, and our coach isn't an idiot. And I've seen too many years where well-meaning coaches just didn't know how to coach a full game. And then you have coaches that are either trying to reinvent the wheel or trying to force an offense that doesn't fit the parts that you have. So I appreciate the fact that Ben Johnson ran 2 running backs for over 100 yards each and 1 touchdown each. So, yep, that's it. That's all I'm going to say. This was a good game that I watched in 40 minutes, and see y'all next Sunday. And I think next Sunday, they have the Browns, which I have mixed feelings because I want Shador to do well because people are stupid, and I'm glad that he did well this week. But it's the Bears, man. Like, I want you to do well, but I need you to lose because I'm not a Cleveland Browns fan. I'm a fan of Shador because reasons, but I need the Bears to, punch you in the mouth, basically. But see y'all next Sunday, man. This was dope. Later.